In a bid to give SMMEs a chance to scale up their businesses, the Competition Commission has relaxed its block regulations for these categories of businesses. The new regulations pertaining to this were gazetted in June this year, with the institution having held a workshop to explain what's involved earlier this month, and is continuing to use platforms like the media to advise businesses about the opportunities being made available. I'm joined by Karabo Motaung. She's Principal Analyst at the Competition Commission. Thank you very much for joining us, Karabo. So please outline to us what the block exemptions speak to and who in the SMME category qualifies to benefit. Sorry, Karabo, I think you're muted, so please unmute.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and to your viewers. Indeed, so essentially what the Competition Commission block exemptions for SMMEs intend to do is to relax certain provisions of the Act from application. You would understand that there are certain contracts that ordinarily between competitors or between entities in a commercial relationship may be considered anti-competitive. And so what the block exemptions for SMME seeks to do is to relax some of those, application of some of those sections of the Act for SMMEs that intend to enter into certain agreements for purposes of collaborating with one another in order for them to expand. So essentially that is the purpose of the block exemptions, and they are applicable to every single SMMEs across various sectors of the economy.
All right. So what prompted the Commission to decide to go down this route in assisting businesses?
So, I mean, just stepping out of the pandemic era, the Commission has been, doing some research around concentration in various sectors in the economy. And one of the highlights of that study was that there's a lot of SMMEs that seem to have fallen out of business as a result of the pandemic. And so the Commission, of course, then, felt the need to implement measures that are aimed to support SMMEs in order for them to not only enter into markets, but for them to be able to effectively participate in markets. So hence the need, or we saw the need to introduce measures, right, through these block exemptions to try and help SMMEs to be able to come together and enter into agreements that would help them to be able to collaborate their efforts or their business efforts in order to help them to become bigger in size, but also to enable them to effectively participate and become pose the necessary competitive constraint that is required from competitors in the market, because individually we find that SMMEs are not able to compete effectively. I mean, they're not able to pose the competitive constraint enough to see changes or price movement by big entities or big firms in the market. But together, when they come together, they become stronger and they are able to pose an effective competitive constraint that warrants some sort of changes or changes, yes, from larger entities in the market.
Yeah. So the regulations are in effect for 10 years, but what does that mean in practice? Does that mean that when you allow individual businesses to get this exemption, they are going to have it for 10 years? How does it work out in practice?
So the exemption they can have as long as they need, and to the extent that they would want to get out of the agreement, they are more than welcome to inform the Competition Commission. I think what is very important around this, usually when we speak about exemptions in the formal process as prescribed in the Act, it is quite a lengthy process and it involves completing exemption application forms, etc. However, we've simplified this for SMMEs, understanding that they do not have the financial resources to engage or appoint lawyers to be able to assist them in with completing exemption application forms. This process is much easier. All they need to do is send an email to say, this is what we are looking to do. The Commission has 30 days to advise them, and then they can get the exemption.
So there is one important thing that I want you to speak to. Of course, there's some things that you won't allow businesses to do. There's some exemptions that you won't give. Just speak to that.
So, of course, we will not exempt any conduct that seeks to fix prices or trading conditions in any way, because that conduct in itself does not in any way promote competition, nor does it result in reduced prices to consumers, nor will we not allow agreements that are related to collusive tendering. So those are the two exceptions to the agreement that the Commission will allow.
So where can businesses that are interested, that are listening to this show, where can they go to be able to apply for these exemptions?
They can go to our website, they can email the Competition Commission, they can send us a WhatsApp message. We do have a WhatsApp line as well. So all the information is on our website. We are active on social media platforms as well, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, X. And if they do leave a message there, we will be able to respond. I think what is of utmost importance always is to make sure that they do provide us with contact details, whether it's a cell phone number or an email address, where we are able to get back to them should the need arise.
All right, Karabo, thank you so much for speaking to us. That was Karabo Motaung. She's Principal Analyst at the Competition Commission.